Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. So today we're answering a viewer's question from the comments. I have a question about VarSets and assemblies. If you save each body with a VarSet as a separate document, then create an assembly document and load these documents, many VarSets are created for each body. How can I create an assembly that creates only one common VarSet? Do you have a clear solution? So what I've done is actually recreated a very simple assembly. And we're going to try to answer this question via that demonstration. So for our first demonstration, we're going to access the VarSet directly from another file. So let's say we create a file in FreeCAD. And within here, we add a VarSet. Let's just place length in here. It's going to be a length property length, and the value, we'll just place 20 in here. And OK that. So we have our VarSet with our variable within. We can create models in here if we wanted to. Let's just save the file. And we'll call it the parent. So we have our parent project with the VarSet within. Now if I create another document, you'll see them both in the tree view. The document is active at the moment. So let's say we're in the part and we'll create a cube in here. And I want to access the VarSet in the parent. We can do that if we take the cube and come down to the length, use the expression editor on the end, and we can access the parent. And you notice we get the label of our document here, parent there, and a hash symbol. That means I'm accessing another document. And if we start typing VarSet, we get the VarSet within as well. And I can choose length from here and hit OK. If I click off, we're now using the length from our parent document. And if we save that, just going to call this child. Let's close out. So close all. If I open the child, you see we've just got the child within. If we look down, we've got the expression editor with the VarSet, but it's saying that document parent not found. So we have to open the parent as well. Now we see the VarSet has taken. So why has this happened? This is normally due to when we created the parent. Because we created the parent and then the child, and we haven't closed down the document in between, then these can become unlinked. The easiest solution is to close the documents down. Let's save them. And then when we open them, take the parent, and we open the child, then when we come back to the child and look at our length, come in here, we'll notice something extra. Let's remove the parent and just leave the hash and start typing parent. We get the document name and the label itself. Now, one thing that we didn't look for is for a document called unnamed in here. So FreeCAD may have applied the naming on the closing of the document. So I can now use the actual name of the document rather than the label. Let's hit enter and hit OK. We have the length in there. That's save. And let's try it. Let's close all and file open. We'll just open the child and the parent opens as well. So if you're creating those files from afresh, then it may be worth closing them and then reopen them. So the document name is correct. If you've already created those files, then you shouldn't have any problems. Just watch out for that. Let's have a look at the standard link now. Rather than referencing the document, we can also create a standard link, also known as make link. So we'll first create some very simple parts. And create a new document. We'll use the part workbench and just create a cube. and give it a random color. Let's save this and we'll call this part 1. Part 1, and we'll create another part, so a new document, place a cube in here as well, and we'll click on it, right click, and give that a random color as well. And save that as part 2. We've got the 2 parts. Let's create an assembly as well for those 2 parts. So coming over to the assembly, and we'll place this in a new file. Save it. So this is our assembly file. Create an assembly, and we'll import the parts. So we import the cube, we'll ground it, and we'll import the other cube as well, and hit OK. Our assembly is active, so it should be able to move one of the cubes. Now it's on top of the other one, so our last cube was this one. If I click on it from the tree view, I can move it out of the way, and now I can get to it. So I've got the 2 cubes in there, and we can make a connection. Let's make a rotate connection between those 2. Actually, let's delete that one and pick the points instead. So let's delete that, and I want this point and this point, which is going to have those rotating around each other. We've got those there. Simple assembly. So our parts need to be controlled via a VarSet, and we want to share the VarSet across those files. Now you can do that by using the link, but we have to be very careful of circular dependencies. If I add the VarSet to the assembly, so the VarSet's in there, we can add, let's say, a length, property length, and hit OK. And actually I need another one in here, so let's double click it and type in length 2, and we'll set that to 30. And the other one I need to set to something as well. Let's set that one to 20. We've got 2 in there. We can share that across the files, but if I share the VarSet to part 1, the cube is used in the assembly. So what will happen is that we make a change to the VarSet. Through the link that we create to part 1, it will update the cube, which will also affect the assembly. The cubes will go into recompute, and that can affect the VarSet again. And you get this circular behavior. It just keeps on going round and round in circles, and it slows down FreeCAD. And we can demonstrate that by sharing the VarSet across these files with a link. So if I double click to make the document active, come into my assembly, but don't double click the assembly, I can click on the VarSet and use the link tool. And what's happened there is that the VarSet has been linked into the part 1. And you can see the 2 properties are in green. So if I make a change here, say 40, and change in the link, which updates the original. And if I change the original back, say 30, see the tick? It updates the VarSet in part 1. These all need saving, so I'm going to go up to the top, File, and Save All, and you can see straight away, document contains cycle dependencies. Do you still want to save? So we've got an issue. I say no. We can't link the VarSet from the assembly to the part. We can, if I take this VarSet and drop it into part 1, so this one here, so I've moved it now into part 1, that will break the link. I'm going to delete that and relink the VarSet. I'm going to link that into part 2. So let's double click on part 2 to make that active. And we can do the same, we can click on the VarSet and use the link. There is another way. If I have part 1 active, and we expand part 2, if I click on the VarSet, hold down Alt on the keyboard and drag this onto the document, notice the little icon by the mouse pointer. There's an additional icon there. That means that this is going to create a link. So if I drop it in, you can see the little arrow, and that's linked in there. So now what we have, if I go out to File, and come down to save all, everything's fine. That's changed the cubes now, so the length in this one, I'm going to edit and use the expression editor and link it to the VarSet. So this is the original VarSet, remember. Start typing VarSet, you'll see I get the VarSet in there. So we use the VarSet.length1. There it is there. And hit OK. Notice the cube here has got a tick. Go File and Save All. Everything's fine. That VarSet is now controlling that cube, and we saw that update there. So if I look at the assembly now, we can see it's all updated in assembly. Assembly is active. Let's refresh the assembly. And we need to double click on the assembly, so it's active. There we go. It was a document that was active, not the assembly. And that all works. Let's rig up the other VarSet. So this is the linked VarSet. We can see that because they're green. So they link back. So we've got the VarSet. We need to link this cube to the length. Start typing in VarSet. You notice we only get one, which is in chevrons. And that's this link here. Now put the dot in and type in length. You notice we're not getting any of those properties come through, but they do exist. So let's put length 2 and we get the 30 millimeters and hit OK. Click off and everything should update. So we have the two parts in our assembly controlled via one VarSet at the top. Unfortunately, we can't put the VarSet inside the assembly because we get that circular reference. It feels the most logical place for it to live, but we have that problem. We could make a file with multiple parts in there, then that becomes more logical. But the only thing is, if you wanted to control your whole assembly via one VarSet, then it's got to exist outside the assembly if it's being used in those parts. Or we need to find a way of stopping that circular reference, perhaps creating the VarSet in another file where we add all our documentation, technical drawings, etc., and use that as almost like a data file. So that's one way of sharing that VarSet to allow us to use an assembly. So I hope that's answered that question, and I hope to see you in the next video. If you like what you see and you want to donate to the channel, then you can do so via Ko-Fi or Ko-Fi at ko-fi.com/MANG0 or via PayPal at paypal.com/paypalme/Darren B. Eastone. I also run a Patreon where you can get early access and additional content, and that's at patreon.com/Mango Jelly Solutions. Links can be found in the channel header, on the About page, or in the descriptions of these videos. I thank everybody that's donated so far. It really helps to keep the lights on so I can produce more content and also expand the channel. Thank you for liking, commenting and subscribing to these videos, and I hope to see you again in the next one.